Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Sacred Seal Tier List Update. This is the last video I have left that is on the backlog, so I should be up to date after this. Again, I'm so sorry for how delayed everything has been. My health has been a bit of a problem. I'm starting to get a lot better though, and I don't think the next batch of video is going to be slowed down nearly as much as this one has been. As a matter of fact, I should be back to streaming today. So at least there's that. This should be a shorter video as well. It's like 4 a.m. right now, so I'm going to try to get it done quickly. But yeah, let's get started. So this batch of seals is it's a batch, alright. For those who cares, these are the seals that have been added, and yes, Sturdy Blow cost as much to create as Armored Blow. This is not a typo. I have no idea why that's the case, but... I don't get it. I don't get it. Drive Death costs twice as much in Sacred Seal to create than Sturdy Blow for some reason. But yeah, these seals are now in the forge, so if you want to make them, you can now do so. Now, for the seals we've got with this Tempest Trial, oh boy. They are seals. They are seals, as you can see with the ranking of one of them in particular. Being seals is about the main thing I can talk about. And that one is Defiant Attack. Defiant Attack used to have a certain niche back in the day, which people would just combo into Blade Tomes because that would be 14 extra attack. Back when, you know, Own Attack 2/3 was the way to go, and by 2 I mean Sigland and Sigmund from Erica and Afram, respectively. People actually use these as buffers. We have come a long way since then, Jesus. But, yeah, so for Blade Tome it would be a 14 across the board. Now, I'm guessing they added Defiant Attack because they were like, oh guys, if you combo this with Legendary Azura, you get 7 across the board. However, for the user of this seal, you know, to get 7 across the board, they have to sacrifice their Sacred Seal slot. It's not worth it. It's never worth it. Hell, even if you're buffed by Sigmund in this day and age and you combo this into Sturdy Blow, you just end up with a better everything. So this doesn't make sense to me. This seal is an anomaly and it should not exist. This skill was hardly relevant in 2017, let alone now in 2019. I have no idea why this is a seal. I really don't. Just give us Brazen Death Res at this point. I don't care about this. Or, you know, Speed Death Bond would not hurt, so I can actually finish my Nagi as far as set is concerned. You know, as you do. Anyway, let's move on to a seal that's actually somewhat relevant. Swift Stance. Now, gonna be honest here, it's not that much relevant either. Typically Speed Res Bond will do the same job, if not better. The one place you might want to use Swift Stance instead of you know, Speed Res Bond will probably be AR and nowhere else. Or if you want to have basically a bootleg Speed Res Bond, because your Speed Res Bond is taken by someone, God knows why, then it's an option. It's also cheaper than Speed Res Bond, so I guess there's that. Only costing 100 to max instead of 150. But it's also worse, so, you know. It's overall not great. Certain units can make this seal work, I just don't remember them at the top of my head right now. I suppose they're typically units such as Frederick, if you're actually working on fixing his res, as well as his speed, going speed plus, with a res refined for example. Typically units like these actually kinda like this skill, but that's kinda all I can think of right now at the top of my head. As for the last seal, Chill Death. Now Chill Death is a bit weird. If you have to choose between Chill Death or Chill Speed wins any day. Okay? Because you don't tend to run into a pack of very speedy units. There's typically one very speedy unit, and one only, so Chill Speed typically will shut them down, which makes it more manageable for your unit to deal with. Especially in Arena, where it's very rare you run into a speedster, but if you do, the seal will completely shut them down. Well, maybe not completely, but to a decent amount shut them down, which is great. Now, Chill Death on the other hand, especially in Arena, is typically worthless. -7 def to, say, the one unit with 50 defense, when there's the dude with 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, and so on and so forth, is not as relevant. But it can help for your bonus unit to score the kill regardless. It's just, you'll have less accuracy on the unit you want to get Chill Death, so it can be a bit awkward, whereas Chill Speed will always hit the unit that might be problematic to you, to a point where you may be even able to bait them. Still, like I said, it's a decent seal. It's just not really at the top of my list. I would say Chill Attack is typically better, unless you have a healer on your, on your team for Arena. And there's also the problem that Chill Death is also already on one of the better user of it, which is Klein. He already has it in his weapon, so redundant to some extent in this case. It's an okay seal, but personally I won't upgrade mine. It can be helpful in certain teams, I just don't have any of those teams personally. I suppose it can work pretty well if you're running, say, Rid or Yune, units that need one debuff on the enemy. So this can work as a more or less failsafe in case of. But that's all I can really think of. So yeah, this batch has been fairly underwhelming. There's really not much to say about them, and it's a Sacred Seal video, so there's not much to say in general. But yeah, I guess that's about all I have to say about this batch of seals. In conclusion, I would say Defiance Attack is a aberration on this tier list. It should not exist. Swift Stance can be worth upgrading if you need a second speed res buff for one of your units. And Chill Death might be decent here and there for your Arena cheerleading unit. Just keep in mind that Chill Death is also available at 5-star on Warheart, so typically you already have Chill Death on your team, which makes this kinda pointless. But I don't have anything else to say concerning this. Quick video, but I had to get it out, so I suppose I'll see you tomorrow on the stream, or on Discord, or in the comments, or either way. I'll see you all later. Have a good night, y'all.